Hello, good evening or morning or whatever time it is when you're watching this. For me, it's the afternoon. My kids are in the other room playing, so we'll see how this goes. It's been one of those days where I feel like I've spent a lot of time working on nothing. And so, I don't know. Anyway, so today I wanted to do something a little different than what I usually do. And that is talk about markers and use them, demonstrate a few things, and we'll just talk about different ways to use our markers. I injured my hand, my dominant hand. It's a little bit swollen. It looks better than it did yesterday. But that makes it hard to color and to put that pressure needed for some of the pencils I use. And so markers are a good way to coat your paper, put down a lot of color without much effort, and then you can use your pencils and darken areas or highlight areas over the top of the markers, and it just makes it easier. They're a good tool to use if you have fatigue in your hands or achy hands or anything. So I thought we would go over markers today. I have two different types of markers, and that is water-based markers and alcohol-based markers. And it's important to know which your markers are, if they are water-based or alcohol-based. Alcohol-based markers blend easier together and you can do a lot of things with them, but being alcohol-based, they will bleed through your paper. And so if you're using them in a coloring book, you want to make sure that your coloring book is one-sided and that you have some pages underneath the page you're working on so it doesn't bleed through and get on pages that you weren't intending to color. I don't want to go into a lot of depth on alcohol markers today. There are a ton of YouTube channels and tutorials on how to use alcohol markers and how to blend them. But I will go over just that there are some different type of alcohol markers are your Copics. These are Spectrum Noir. Another type of alcohol marker is Sharpies. So if you're using Sharpies in your marker, they can be wonderful. They come in different sizes, different tips, but you need to be aware that they are an alcohol-based marker and that they will go through your paper. So just beware of that. Water-based markers, there are a ton of different kinds of water-based markers, and these are Tombows, and these are Crayola Super Tips. These are very affordable. So I checked online. I only have 20 of these, but I'm going to get the larger set because I checked, and you can get 100 different colors of these Super Tips for about $12 on Amazon, and I'll leave the link for that down below. Tombows come in, I think, about 92 or 97 colors, I'm not sure, and they are more expensive. But they are both water-based markers, and they are less apt to bleed through your paper. They don't blend like alcohol markers do, though they might blend a little bit with some water, or the Tombows come with a blender pen. Yes, a blender pen, and that can move some of the ink. So let me just show you what I'm talking about. So this book that I have is just an art journal. It is a Jane Davenport, and it has watercolor paper in it. But let me just show you what I mean. So lay down some color, and then you take the blender pen and you can move it a little bit, feather it out. let's see, and if you use just a water brush, this is just a water brush, you can also move the pigment a little bit. Okay, so that is something you can do with a water-based marker. The Tombows work very well for that. Let's try it with the super tip. I don't know how, so that didn't blend out as well, but it did a little bit. And then even with the, yeah, that's not doing anything. So your Tombows are going to move a little more than your super tips. Okay, so let's talk about some of these. So the super tips have a bullet tip. Let me zoom this in a little bit. Okay, so they have a bullet tip that's very pointed on the end, which is great because you can get a very fine line if you want to, or you can turn it on its side and get a really thick line. Okay, so you can get that thicker line if you put it on its side. So you can color a big area pretty quick, which is really nice. Or you can do really fine details, which is really nice too. So this is a very good option for a water-based marker. Very good option. Okay, the Tombows. Let's talk about what the Tombows have to offer. So the Tombows are a dual-ended brush. So they have a brush tip on this side, which is really great because you can get, again, a really fine line, or you can put it on its side and get a really thick line and be able to color a big area pretty quick, or do really little details as well. These are fun for lettering. I'm not practiced at lettering, so but people use them for lettering. The other end of this pen is a bullet tip, and so you can also use that end as well. I don't use the bullet tip end very often. Okay, let's talk about some other markers I have here. These are watercolor markers. So I've got a couple of different ones of them. Let's see. This is the Spectrum Aqua marker. It's also a dual-ended marker. On one end, you have a brush tip. This is a rather large brush tip, but you get one. And then it's also not a very firm brush, but it's not bad for coloring in. And then on the other end, you've got a teeny tiny bullet. So that's nice for detail work. On that one, let's see how this one pulls with some water. So, let's see, put a little down there. And then take our water brush, it's a clean brush, and pull some of that down. So it pulls with the water brush. Okay. And that's the Spectrum Aqua. Let's see, then we have, let's see, these are more watercolor markers, and they are fun because you can use them as either a, well, as a watercolor. So this is the Zig Clean Color, and it has a brush tip. And it's a smaller brush tip. I prefer this over the Spectrum Aqua brush tip. But this is the Zig. And you can do a very fine line. Or you can turn it on its side and get a thicker line to color in some area. Okay, but the fun part about these is that we add a little color there. You can use a water brush, and these will really pull, really blend with the water because they are a watercolor inside the barrel. And so you can really pull that color with just a little bit of water. Sorry about my voice. Okay. So that's the Zig. Another watercolor brush that or marker that I have here is let's see what color I want. This is the Jane Davenport Mermaid Markers. And these are fun because they are watercolor. They have a brush tip. And to get the ink down to the bristles, it works like a water brush does. So you actually squeeze your pen and it lets the ink down into the barrel and into the brush. And so you can put down a lot of color with these. So you can put, let's just to experiment. So we'll just put a drop there, just a little dot of this watercolor ink, and use our water brush, and you can spread that. So this, you can put a dot into a pan of a porcelain pan or a and use it straight like a watercolor, or you can use it like any other, but let me show you. Oh, it's so juicy. Okay, and you can do a fine, thin line, or you can get a lot of color really fast with these, and then you can really spread this with a water brush. I like these for backgrounds. I think they are a good brush for that. Okay, let me zoom out a little bit in. Let's zoom out a little bit. Okay, another marker that I have here that I just thought I'd mention is, because they're fun, are these Spectrum Noir Sparkle. These are great. I have, let's see, 4 of them here that I will show you. This one is the gold. So these have a brush tip, and then they work like the mermaid markers where you can squeeze them and put them more ink or less ink. So this is the gold. You see that? It's really sparkly. They are similar to Winkostella, if you know what a Winkostella marker is. Really sparkly. Let's see, this is I think this is the black. I like the black quite a bit. I think it's fun. So let's see, do sparkle. And it leaves down black that just sparkles just a little bit. So really fun. And then there's this sterling silver. I believe this was what this one's called. Now this one is sterling silver. And then this one is clear. It's called crystal. And you can go over another color with this and it will keep you can keep the color you've put down before and just add some sparkle to it. So I use that one quite a bit. Just add a little sparkle. So that's really a fun marker to play with. Okay, let's zoom out some more. See my mess of a desk here. And the mess we've made on this page. This is an art journal. I think I said that before, but so I do use some of these markers in here. But this is just a place that I just throw color and just have some fun with. Let's see what else I have in here. Once I have it finished. It's just a place to play. I like it because it's a place to play. So let's just play on this page for a minute and then we'll look at a coloring book page. So let's, let me go get some water and a bigger brush and I will be right back. Okay, I am back. I have another light turned on in here and I don't know if it's helping or not. So we're just still trying to figure out lighting stuff. Okay, so let's play with some of these mermaid markers and let's put some color on this page. We've got mostly greens and reds going on right now. Let's put some of this purple. What is this called? Deep Sea. So let's put some of that. So I'm actually going to just squeeze some ink and just make some dots here and there. Okay, so there's some purple. And then let's put some blue. Do the same thing. I'll just, just kind of plop some ink on there. Okay, and then let's do just a little bit of that red we've already used on the page. Oh goodness. Okay. Then we're going to take some water. So I have a big old wide brush here. Just going to dip in some water. And then if I can do it by keeping it in screen here, I'm just going to go right over everything and just kind of put that down. Okay, let's see. Some more water. This paper is watercolor paper, so it can take more water than most coloring books can. So just keep that in mind. That adding this much water to a coloring book page probably would make it wrinkle. You can, there's ways to flatten it out if it's still something you want to do. So since all of these markers on this page that we have played with so far are water-based markers, they will bleed or react to the water a little bit. So we'll get some of those colors blending in as well. Okay. You might want to stick another piece of paper that you don't care about underneath at the edges. So you don't get it on all your other pages. In this book, I don't care too much because I just work with whatever happens. Like I said, this is just my place to play, a little playground of color. Alright, so we have put some color on there. I think I really like this over here. I think I want a little more, maybe some, what did I do with the markers we used? There's the red. Deep sea. Oh, I'm dropping stuff. I don't think that's the blue we used. Maybe it is. I thought we used a darker blue. Maybe it is. Okay. Well, we'll just put a drop right there of the blue, and then I'm going to put a drop of the red over here. Okay. Good. Just a little bit. Okay. Looking like a hot mess. Just what we wanted. It's perfect. Looks like a hot mess. Love it. Okay, we're gonna let that dry and then we will come back to it. So see you in a minute. Okay, so I've let this dry a little bit and I've pulled some stuff for the page. So the first thing is I colored this a while ago. She's a cute little pirate. She is from the Whimsical Wonders coloring book by Julie Spree. So she's way cute. So I just tore her out. It's better if you tear them. They blend better into the page you're working on. So I tore her out and I thought we could attach her to this page. So I just have some matte medium, okay, and a silicone brush here. We're gonna smear a little on the back of her. Okay, just slap some on there. Then we're gonna lay her where we want her. I think I want her over here near the bottom. Okay, so lay her down and then I'm gonna take the matte medium and put it right over the top of her on the edges. And squeegee that down with that silicone brush. I don't remember where I got this. It says it's Art Basics. I probably just got it off of Amazon. Some of that color from your background might smear up onto the top, so don't be surprised if that happens. Where they are watercolor, they'll reactivate a little bit when wet. Okay, that just helps that mix together, I think. Okay, I just want to make sure she's well attached, so I need to get down here. On that bottom edge. Okay, so she's on there. Oh, I was gonna stencil first. Oh well, we'll stencil now. I was gonna stencil first, but messed that up. That's okay. This is just we're just playing. Okay, so she's down. Actually, it might be better on top. Okay, then I'm just gonna take a baby wipe and wipe this silicone brush off so that it doesn't dry or adhere to something else. Okay. Alright, and then let's take this stencil and we're going to add some brown with mermaid marker. So I'm going to take another baby wipe and I'm going to drop a couple drops of this mermaid ink from the brush onto the baby wipe. So, just a couple of drops. And then I'm just gonna add it to the background. Just give us a nice subtle ink. Let's put some down here. Okay. And maybe some more up here. Just to add it there. Okay. So that's that. And then I have some washi, well, let's look at some sticker. Let's see if we can find a sticker that would look good on here. Let's see, You and Me by the Sea, Explore, Discover. It's all about the journey. Would that fit on there somewhere nice? Anchors Away. Let's see if this one will fit. I think it's one. So it's all about the journey. We'll put that maybe down here. It's all about the journey. And then I like that Anchors Away we could stick up at the top. Okay. Right there. Okay. I like it. And then we just have some washi tape we can add to. I have just a little bit of this left. I don't know how long it's gonna last me. It's been one of my favorites. I think it's a Tim Holtz. Oh, I think a kid is coming. Okay. Add some here, just wherever. Washi tape is fun. I can hear my kids playing. It's about time I go make them some dinner. They're starting to wonder if they're going to get dinner tonight. Okay, take it downstairs or outside, guys. I'll come make you some dinner in a minute. Thank you. Alright. Then let's add some of this thinner one. Just for fun. Maybe a longer piece. Over here. Wyatt. You being good? Well, what do you say? Okay. Now move on with your life. Okay, and then living with boys. Sorry. my goodness. Yeah. Alright, I think that looks pretty good. If I had a pencil in my mess here, add a little, here's a terracotta pencil, it'll work for now. Just kind of add a little pencil, give it a little shadow or something. There, in a few minutes we have done something with our ugly page that we were just messing with. So, there's that. Okay, I'm going to go make them dinner, get them in bed, and then we'll look at a coloring book page with some marker. So, I'll be back. Okay, let's look at a coloring book. This is Fairy Tales by Emily Oberg. And this is a Swedish book, but you can find it on Amazon. Link will be down below. So I went ahead and colored some of this with marker earlier so that we could save a little bit of time. And then we'll go ahead and color some of that. I've pulled Tombows and Super Tips, the Crayolas. Let's see, I don't need that one. So this is what I've been coloring this with. And let's just color it a little bit more, and then we'll go in with some pencil on a few things. And so you can see that. Yeah. Okay, so this flower I've been doing with these two. They don't have color names. They do have numbers, 885 and 905. And let's just go ahead and finish this flower. So I don't have to put any pressure, which is so nice when your hand hurts for whatever reason, whether you have arthritis, joint pain, or fatigue, or in my case you've just injured it from your tripod falling on it, and that was just dumb. I just feel dumb about it. Like, I didn't think it even hit it that hard, you know, I just go on with my life, it's no big deal, and then 2 days later it's all swollen and dumb. It's just dumb. It's just not what I like. I am a busy person, I like to be busy. I have a hard time sitting around not doing anything. You can only clean your house so many times, so I always have projects going. I'm doing stuff with my kids, and yeah. So, alright. There's that orange. Let's put it down here too. Let's see, I know I want this one orange. And do this one as well. Probably this one because I've got some on it from the one above. And let's do here. Yeah, let's come over here and do this one. Okay, so that's that orange. Let's go to the red. I can fill that color in pretty quick. Oh, it's nice and quiet. I like this time of day. I love my kids and I love to be with them and do things with them and hear them playing and laughing, but I don't know, there is something about that time of night when my kids are in bed, my husband's not home yet, and it's just quiet. So quiet, and just, oh, there's something just kind of peaceful and about that and relaxing. It's just nice. Okay. So what is your favorite medium to color with? So do you like pencils or gel pens or markers? What's your favorite one? Leave it down in the comments below. I always try to respond to comments, and so don't hesitate to leave me a question or a comment and I will get back to you. But I would love to know what mediums what's your favorite to use? And how long have you been coloring, or how are you just getting started? I'd love to know. Okay, and then I used this kind of light brown on some of this, so let's just finish putting that in. Okay. Should I put that anywhere else? I'm trying to decide. Let's put it here. We can always, it's pretty light color, so we can, there. Let's go ahead and do this. Okay. Okay, and then we did brown on the majority of the castle, so let's color this in. All right, so that looks good. Okay, and then let's see. Let's use that. So I use this purple on this one and this one, and we're going to put the purple on this one. Pull it a little closer. Maybe I will zoom in a little bit too, since we're working on that castle. Okay, so just going to we have just a couple more weeks of school and then they're out for the summer, so I was trying to plan my summer, what we're gonna do, go camping or to the cabin or visit family. My husband has a brother living in Wyoming. We're in Utah, they're in Wyoming. It's only about 4 hours, but they just moved there last summer. They were in Texas and we went and saw them in Texas the beginning of last summer, and then they moved to Wyoming. So we gotta go see their new place. And then let's do the blue. We did the blue here and here, and then we're gonna put the blue on here, and I have 2 different colors of blue. So let's see, let's do this one, the light color. Gotta decide what one I want first. There, and then here. Right there. That blue might be good in the windows too. Keep it around. Or maybe gray, I don't know. Okay, and then this darker blue. And my one son, his birthday is the day after Memorial Day. So I'm trying to figure out what we're going to do for that. So much going on. I don't know, I think May is just a busy month. Okay. And then let's go in with the yellow. And let's put it on these. Like this. And then I want it on these little spots. Here, and then this scallop here. And that, and this dome, I think. Okay, let's do maybe here too. Okay, then let's go in with this super tip. These don't have names on them. You could always put a piece of washi tape or something around it with a number, or you know, or a piece of masking tape even with a number, and number them yourself so that you can keep track of what you're using if that's important to you. Sometimes it's important to me. So, all right, let's put this orange up here. Okay. And there. There. I've noticed this particular marker is kind of juicy, and so wherever I stop, I sometimes get a little puddle of ink, and so I'm just kind of patting it so that it's not darker in that spot. Okay, and around these windows. You can always pat it with a tissue if you don't like ink on your finger. Okay. So that was that super tip. I'm just putting the lid on right. Then I used these on the base. There's stem down there. Okay, let's grab a gray. Okay, so here's a gray super tip. And let's just put that on one side of the windows. Okay, and then let's do this. Oh, this is a window too. Let's do half of that window. And then let's do this. I'm thinking this is, I don't know, a door. Maybe it's a window too. We're going to make it a little bit darker. And then let's take that light blue we had, and let's do the other side of the windows. Okay, so I think we've got everything colored with our markers. Let's look at it. Yeah, and you know, that's really pretty, just like that. You know, if you wanted to stop, you could stop. I think we're gonna go ahead and just add a little pencil. So I've got my Prismacolors, Prismacolor Premieres. So this is cerulean. And I'm just gonna go in on top of that marker. I'm not pressing hard at all. Oh, let me zoom in. Can't even see what I'm doing here. Ooh. Okay. Okay, so I'm just adding this cerulean on top of the marker. And I've left a space there that doesn't have any pencil. Okay. Put it on this one. Oh, I have this song stuck in my head. I have no idea why I have this particular song stuck in my head. It's from the 80s. I don't listen to 80s music very often. Okay. Alright, so that was that cerulean. Copenhagen. A little deeper there. There, so that just made it pop a little bit, put a little shadow in there. And I didn't have to work hard for that colored pencil. It went right over that marker really well. I don't have to press hard, so my hand's not going to get as tired. Because I don't have to fill in the tooth of the paper, because we filled in the tooth of the paper with the markers. But adding that little bit of pencil just kind of made it pop a little bit. Onto the purple, I've got violet here and dioxazine purple hue. So let's go ahead and put that violet kind of in the shadows of these. Just light pressure. I don't have the hand strength for much else right now. I'm hoping in another day I'll have my hand back. Just light pressure under there. Okay. Then we'll get that dioxazine purple hue and we'll go even further into the shadows. So I'm not going to go out as far as I did with the violet. And stay in those corners. Okay, let's go back with the violet. Just smooth that out a little bit. Okay. Yeah. See the difference between this one and this one? Okay, so I'm going to start with goldenrod, and I think I'm going to go along kind of the bottom half of these. A few of them. And then this. Okay, and then I'm actually going to take dark brown and stay closer to the bottom. I'm going to take cadmium orange and just go over with that brown. Okay, and then I'm going to go back to that goldenrod. Just stay on the bottom opacities. Okay. Alright, then I'm going to take those same colors, I think, and go onto this orange from the sides. This is that goldenrod. And then from the side, I'll bring that in. Okay, and then down here. And then around the windows, behind this flower, and then maybe kind of leave maybe the middle, I'll leave kind of the middle top there alone. Okay, then let's go with that dark brown and do the same thing, but just don't go over as much. So you can add as much or as little pencil as you want. If you just want to go in with one color each and put in some shadows, that would look great. So, you know, just one color can add quite a bit. Okay, then let's go in with that cadmium orange. And just go over that brown a little bit. And smooth it out. Okay, and then let's take just a little bit of black and put it just where deepest shadows would be. Just like that. Okay, that looks nice. Alright, for the brown I have sienna brown, chocolate, dark brown, and black if we need it. So let's start with the sienna brown. And we'll just go over some of that. Okay, then let's go in with the chocolate. Just kind of on the window a little bit, and at the bottom, up this side where it's touching, and then right under the bottom. Okay. And let's go with the dark brown and just darken some of that up. Okay, and then just, well, let's go back with that sienna brown and just smooth it out a little bit. Just quickly. There. And then just a touch of that black in the deepest shadow, I think. Since we did it on the gold, let's go ahead and do it on the brown too. Right there. Okay. So that made, I think that made a difference, adding that. I like it. Okay, so I grabbed 50, 70, and 90% French gray. So let's go in with that 50. And let's put that in here. Okay. Let's spread up a little on that side. Okay, and then let's take the 70%. Stay a little closer to the edge. Okay, and then the 90%. And then let's go back to the 50 and just smooth it out a little bit. Okay, and then that black just on that one edge. There. That looks good. Maybe blue slate. And we're just going to put the blue slate on the edge of this light blue. And just see what adding just a little bit of pencil will do. Okay. On the green, I've pulled lime peel and dark green. So let's take that lime peel, put it in there. Maybe from the bottom too. Okay, and then the dark green we're just going to put up under the flower. And that down on that side, I think. Okay, release it up from the bottom just a little bit. Okay, then let's take that line peel again and just smooth it out. Okay. Then let's go on some of this flower. So we've got areas of this flower that's more orange and then more red. So I have pulled for the orange area 118, which we used on the orange up here, and then poppy red 922. So let's take the cadmium orange and put it in here. And then take that poppy red, it closer to the building. And around this petal. Okay, and then back to that cad orange and just smooth it out. Okay, that did. Then let's go into the red part of that flower, and I've got crimson red. And let's put it on there. So you can see I'm not taking it all the way to the edge, so that marker, it is showing. The marker is kind of like our lightest, it's our base color, so I don't have to take it all the way to the edge. Okay, and then let's take this raspberry and put it down closer to the edge. Okay, then back to that crimson red and just smooth it out a little bit. Still not going to the edge and just smoothing that raspberry into the crimson I put down before. Okay. So now that just adds a little something something. So I think we've done all the colors. Okay, here we are, zoom back out. You can see what we've done. I think we're gonna stop there for tonight. I think I've shaded every color, so all of those pencils will be in the description box down below for your reference if you're following along. And yeah, I think this was a lot of fun. It was a good day to do it, and so let me know if you use markers or if this is something that you would like to try down in the comments. And I will finish this picture, and when I finish it, I will post it on Instagram. So my Instagram handle is jamiefriend222, and you can follow me there. Everything's down in the description box below. I will see you next time. Bye!